Hello friends. Hello friends. Welcome to JCE Connect. Today we will discuss about your Ccn Lab, which is 17ECL68. So today we will be discussing your part A, wherein we will try to go through your NC2NS software, and this NC2NS software is accessible through the virtual machine. So therefore I will tell you the steps how to go to that virtual machine and how to start with the first experiment. So the first step is nothing but you should install this VMware workstation, which is a virtual machine player. And first we need to after installing we should also install your NC2NS network simulator. So we will double click on this. So this NC2NS stands for National Chiao Tung University Network Simulator. So using this simulator we will be doing all your experiments of part A, and here you have many number of network simulators like NS2 etc. So since NC2NS is a drag and drop simulator, so we will be using that simulator. So after opening your workstation you need to click on this Fedora. So we will be using your Fedora. So once you click on that Fedora, you will get an option called as Play Virtual Machine. Click on that. So we will be using your Fedora OS in your virtual machine. Right now my system is installed with your Windows, but we would be using your Fedora. So here you need to click and then select your up arrow and select the NC2NS software. Press enter. So now it is opening the now it is opening your Fedora. So as I was telling, this NC2NS is a drag and drop software which is pretty easy, and since it is easily implementable, we are using NC2NS. There are various other simulators as well, such as NS2, which you can use, and but only small disadvantage there is you should know n number of commands. So using those commands, those simulators work, but here it is a simple drag and drop method. So your OS is opening. Okay. So once it is opened, we need to put your username and password. The username we have is root ROOT, and the password we have put is 123456. So when you come back to your labs, the same username and password will be there, and you will be using the same thing. So here you need to press continue. So we have opened the virtual machine. Inside the virtual machine we have opened your Fedora OS, and now you have also opened your NC2NS using your username and password. Next very important thing is you should go ahead and try with the opening of your terminal. So if I want to open the terminal, I should go for your applications. Here you have an option called as System Tools. So we will be going to System Tools. Once you go to System Tools, the last option you need to select, which is nothing but your terminal. So select on terminal. So after selecting the terminal, you will be getting a prompt wherein I will be typing 3 important commands now. The first command you have is dispatcher. Okay. So the first command we have is dispatcher. So I'll press this dispatcher and press enter. So you can see here the dispatcher option has been implemented. Now what is this dispatcher? The dispatcher is nothing but here the virtual machine is permitted to process the control. That is nothing but the whole processor control. It has been divided into n number of time slices. Since we are using a virtual machine, we need to divide the time slice in between the two OSs which we are running right now. One OS is the normal Windows, the other OS is your Fedora. So this dispatcher tries to divide your processor control into different time slices. So this is your first option. Now again you need to go to your applications, System Tools, and I should go for terminal. I will be pressing the next command, which is nothing but coordinator. So This coordinator is nothing but, so it is implemented. The coordinator is nothing but it tries to coordinate between the Fedora and your simulator, which is NC2NS. So this coordination is done with the help of this coordinator. Finally, we have one more command, the third command, which is actually, in order to implement that third command, again we need to go to applications, system tools, and there again terminal. So here I will be implementing the third command, which is nothing but here I will be opening my simulator, which is nothing but your NC2NS client. So this is the last step wherein I will be opening my network simulator using the command NC2NS client. So once I press this, now we can see that your NC2NS client has been opened. So if you can observe, friends, here we opened the NC2NS client inside your Fedora system. So this is my Fedora system, you can see here, and this is my simulator. Okay, so as I told you, this is nothing but a drag and drop network simulator, very simple to use and easy to perform. So here we will be having 4 basic options which we need to understand, which you can see here. It is nothing but D, E, R and P. So D stands for draw, E stands for edit property, R stands for run simulator, and P stands for playback. So as you can see, from left to right, we will be go on implementing each of these commands. So if you see the first command, draw, the draw command is used whenever you want to draw the topology. That is, say for example, if I want to draw any network, then I will be using the draw, that is D button. And the second one, that is edit button, this button is used whenever I want to edit certain properties concerned to the drawn topology. Like say for example, I want to change the bandwidth or I want to change the bit rate. In those conditions, you will be using your edit property. Finally, the third one is nothing but your run simulation, wherein after doing your D and E options, here I will be running the simulations. So once you run the simulation, you will come to know what are the different aspects which have occurred. After doing this, finally, I will be checking the output with the help of the P button, which stands for playback. So these are the 4 major options which we will be using in this tool of your NC2NS. Now going forward, this was nothing but your introduction to the lab, that is part A of the lab. So now what we'll do is we'll slowly move towards your first experiment, wherein the first experiment aim is something like this. The aim of the first experiment is to implement a port-to-port network with 4 nodes and duplex links between them. So I'll repeat it once again. So what we'll be doing is we'll be implementing a point-to-point network wherein we'll be having 4 nodes. As you might have seen, what is this nodes and all those things in your CCN theory, and along with that duplex links. So I guess you also know duplex, meaning of duplex. Then the last part of your experiment one is analyze the network performance by setting the queue size and varying the bandwidth. So this is what we will be doing. So to tell you a summary of the first experiment, there is nothing but you will be forming 4 nodes and then you join them using a duplex link and you check various network parameters by varying the bandwidth. So this is what we will be trying to do now. So first we will go to D button. So once I press this D button, we are in the draw mode now. So I will be selecting 4 nodes. So my nodes are nothing but this is my node host. So I will be selecting 4 nodes, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now, as you might have already seen in your theory classes, if I want to connect these 4 nodes, we require some link in between them. That link we will be using is nothing but your hub. So I will connect all these 4 systems with the help of a hub. So this is my hub. You can see here, once I place the cursor, it will tell what is that particular device. This is my hub, this is my switch, this is the host, this is the router and so on. Okay, so here I will be using a simple hub. So I will select this hub and I will place it. So I have placed your 4 workstations along with the hub. Now the next thing is, as per your experiment, you need to connect them with the help of a point-to-point link. So this is nothing but your point-to-point link. So I will select this one. After selecting, I will select from where to where I have to draw it. So from here to so you need to click on that and drag it. Similarly, you need to click on the second host and drag it. Once again, the third host and drag it. Finally the fourth host and drag it. So this we are done with the drawing of the work. So once we are drawn, the next very important step we need to go to is we will be going to the edit thing. So we will be editing the various parameters of this force system. So I will press this edit E, and you need to choose a file name. So I will be choosing a file name. I will be saving inside your root. So say for example it is experiment number 1. So I will save it. So remember friends, the file extension will be .tpl. You will be using a .tpl notation, which stands for it is a topology file. So I will save it. So once we have saved it, it will be generating your IP addresses, using which you will be doing next of the rest of the things. So say yes, and if you just point on this notation, it will be showing the IP of this particular node, which is, you can see here, the port ID is 1 and IP is 1.0.1.1. Similarly, every host will be having its own IP address. Like if you click here, or if you just point the cursor here, it would be 1.0.1.2 and so on for all the other nodes. So once we are done with this, the next very important thing we have is we need to go for the node editor. So if I want to do node editor, what I will be doing is I will be double clicking on this. So then after double clicking it, we need to go for the node editor. So before going to node editor, we need to go to add. So here I will be changing the stop time. I will make it 20, and I will be putting a command. So this command will be for sender and receiver. So the command would go something like this. It is nothing but stg space minus u space 1024 space 100 space 1.0.1.4. Okay, now this STG stands for sender, and the topology or the connection type we are using is TCP connection. So we will be using a TCP connection, and the next very important thing is you have 1024. 1024 is nothing but the address, and 100 is the port number, and whatever you can see at the last here, it is nothing but the IP address of the receiver. So after doing this, press OK. So we have added the command. Next we need to go to node editor. So we will be going to node editor. After pressing the node editor, you need to go for MAC 8023. Here you need to select what all are the logs I want to see. So if I want to see what all, these are the n number of logs which you can see. So if I want to see these logs, first I need to select this one. So you can see all the logs have been activated. So here I will be selecting, the first thing is your number of collision packets, then number of drop packets, and finally the throughput of the outgoing packets. Why we need to select the throughput of the outgoing packets? Because the packets will be sent from the sender through to the receiver. So therefore we need to check out what is the throughput. The throughput is nothing but your efficiency. What amount of efficiency we are obtaining when we send the packets from sender to receiver. So after doing this, we need to press OK. Then we need to go to the next command, which is nothing but your FIFO. So I will be pressing on this FIFO. So I hope you might have already heard of this FIFO. FIFO is nothing but first in, first out. So the same technique applies here also. Here we need to adjust the maximum queue length. So maximum queue length is nothing but how many packets you would be sending per transmission. You can vary it as per your convenience, but right now let us keep it as 50 itself. Then you will be saying OK. So after doing this, you need to come down and say OK. And say OK. So this is done. So this is also, you press OK. So you have done it for the first one. Now you need to go for the receiver end. So if I want to go for the receiver end, you might have remembered we have put the IP address 1.0.1.4. So we need to check among these three hosts which is my IP address 1.0.1.4. So it would be usually the fourth host. So if I place my cursor here, it will show you what is the IP address. So double click on this, and we will be doing similar steps in the receiver as well. So first step, as we are done there, here also we need to add something. So we will be adding a command. So we will be changing the stop time from 200 to 20, and the command we will be using is rtg space minus u space minus w log1. So RTG is nothing but for the receiver end, minus U is nothing but your UDP, and minus W is nothing but you will be writing the files. Once you get all the packets, you need to write them somewhere. So therefore you are using minus W. Log 1 is whatever the log files we have selected, that would be getting logged up. Okay. So press this OK. After pressing OK, again we need to go to your node editor. So again we need to go to Mac 802.3. Again we will be checking some of the log files. So if I want to check the log files, the same step which we have done at the sender, click this, that is log packet statistics. Then you will be selecting number of collision, number of drop packets as we had done. One small change here will be, we'll be checking the throughput of the incoming packets. Why? Because at the receiver end we are receiving the packets, whereas at the sender end we are sending the packets. So therefore here we have a incoming, that is how many packets, what is the efficiency of the packets I have received. So after this press OK. Then you need to go to FIFO and just have a look or just have a cross check whether the queue length is same. If the queue length is not same, then there might be a problem that some packets may get lost up. So if we want to avoid a loss and collision, try to keep the queue length same, which is what we have kept at the sender side, that is 50 packets, and press OK. So after doing this, we will be pressing OK. So we are done with the sender and the receiver. The one last part which is remaining here in this whole topology is we need to set some things in your hub. So what we will be doing now, we will be setting some things in your hub. So double click on this hub and you need to check about this bandwidth. So as you might have seen in the aim part, he has told us to vary the bandwidth. So right now we will keep it 10 Mbps. If you want to do n number of iterations, you can go on varying the bandwidth. So I'll keep it 10 Mbps and say OK. So this is done with your all the additions, that is all the editing part is done. So once your editing part is done, the next step as we are moving from left to right is nothing but your R. So it is asking, do you want to save? Say yes. So press enter. Then we'll be going for run. So once we have come for run part, we need to go to simulation and say run. Okay. So it will be simulating. So you can see here it is getting simulated. The cursor is moving, the play button is moving. Okay. So once it is simulation is done, it will say all the simulation has been done and you can transfer the files. Press OK. So this is done. So you have simulated it, the whole topology. The next very important thing we'll be having is nothing but your playback. So it has already selected playback. So if I want to see the output, I'll be pressing this play button. So press this play button. You can see here the output is being seen in the form of the various lines. So as you can see, these various lines are denoting your datas, that is data 1, data 2, data 3, data 4 and so on. The blue line is denoting nothing but the data which is getting passed from the sender to the receiver. Our sender is system 1 and our receiver is system 4. So friends, this is all about your playback. The next very important thing we need to do is we need to see what all are the various parameters we have obtained. So in order to see that, we will be going to your G tools. So I'll press the stop button. Next I'll select this G tools. Then we need to see the various graphs. So therefore I'll be going to plot graph. So here I'll be selecting some things, say open, and I want to see what are my various results. Okay. So we will be going inside experiment 1 results. Say I want to check the throughput of the output. So I'll be selecting this one. Now I'll select one more thing. Say new graph 1 and file, again open. We have selected output throughput. We would try to check the input throughput. Okay. So this is my input throughput log. So you compare both the files. You compare both the files here. The right one is nothing but the output. Sorry, the right one is nothing but the input, and the blue one is nothing but the output. As you can see, the throughput of both input and output is almost same. That means there are no collisions or drop. If you want to just cross check, again go file, say new, say graph 2 and file, open. say you can check any one of the collisions. So you can see there is nothing in this graph. It shows that there are no collisions in between the packets. Therefore you can see that throughput of input as well as the output throughput both are same. Okay friends, so this completes your introduction as well as experiment number 1. So go through the video carefully. If you have any doubts, you can ask us, or what you can do is you can try to install the virtual machine in your own systems and also NC2NS software and try to implement the same thing. Thank you.